"Come closer, child. The night is long, and the fire won't die out soon. Let me tell you a story, not a tale for sleeping, but a legend older than these mountains at whose feet we sit. My grandfather told it to me. His grandfather told it to him, and so it passed, mouth to mouth, through the centuries, like a stream that has forgotten its source, but always knows where it flows. Listen, long ago, in a time when forests were thicker and winters harsher, there stood a small village at the edge of a great forest, and in it lived a girl, slender as a young willow, with eyes the color of dusk before a storm. She was born frail, and the midwife who delivered her shook her head and told the mother, "This one won't survive. Too small, too weak for this harsh world." But the mother only smiled and whispered to the girl, "Your body may be small, my child, but I hear how your heart beats, and it is bigger than any giant's." The years passed. The girl grew, yes, short, yes, thin. But the village began to notice something strange. Animals were never afraid of her. Birds landed on her shoulders. Even a wild doe once came to her from the thicket and let her touch its face. "A witch," some whispered. "Blessed," said others. But she remained silent and listened to the forest, because the forest, unlike people, never lied. Then came the autumn the elders would later call the Black Autumn. The harvest was poor, the winter stores thin, and from the depths of the forest, darker than the darkest moonless night, came trouble. A wolf, not an ordinary wolf that kills sheep out of hunger. This one was massive, gray as ash from a burned village, and in his eyes burned not hunger, but rage, built up over years of persecution, traps, and arrows people had sent his kind. He tore through the herds. He howled beneath windows at night, and that howl froze the blood of even the bravest men. The village elders gathered and decided the beast must be hunted down and killed before it came for the children. 12 of the strongest men set out at dawn with spears, torches, and dogs, straining at their leashes. By sunset, only 7 returned, wounded, silent. None of them wanted to speak of what they had seen in the depths of the forest. That night, while the village wept over its dead, the girl, no longer a child, but not yet a woman, slipped from her house while everyone slept a troubled sleep. She took no knife, no torch, only her mother's cloak on her shoulders and a small bundle of bread, not for herself, for someone else. She walked all night through a forest that whispered after her in a language only those who know how to listen can understand. The branches parted before her. Owls watched her pass, but did not cry out in alarm. And at dawn, by an old fallen oak, she saw him, the wolf. He lay licking a spear wound in his side, and when he caught her scent, he startled, snarled, bared teeth that could break a grown man's arm in half. The girl did not run. She sat down on the ground, 3 steps away from him, and placed the bundle of bread before her. "I know you could kill me with one movement," she said quietly, "but I didn't come as an enemy. I came because someone had to come without a spear." The wolf was silent for a long time, if silence is the word for the tension that hung between them, thick as morning fog over a river. Finally, he spoke, his voice low as distant thunder. "Everyone who has come to me came with weapons. Why not you?" And the girl answered, "Because the weapon only asks who is stronger. I want to ask why you are so full of rage." And so the wolf told her everything. How his pack had been slaughtered by hunters 10 winters ago, mother, father, brothers, for a crime they never committed. How he had been left alone in a forest that became not his home, but his prison of solitude. How every human footprint in the snow meant only one thing to him, a trap or an arrow. How the fury burning in him was not a beast's bloodlust, but a cry of pain that no one had ever stopped to hear. The girl listened all night without interrupting. And when the wolf finally fell silent, exhausted by his own story, she said, "You hurt the people of my village because your pain was looking for a way out. Now, I won't judge you for that. But I'm asking, give me a chance to show you not all people are enemies, just as not all wolves are monsters." From that day on, the girl returned to the fallen oak every week with bread, with water, sometimes just with silence that needed no words. The wolf's wound healed. The rage in his eyes, slowly, month by month, gave way to something else, something that looked like hope. When a new winter came, the harshest in many years, it was the wolf who first sensed a pack of true monsters. Wild man-eating dogs that had come down from the northern mountains, driven by hunger and malice, and instead of standing aside, watching the village that had once feared and hated him fall, the wolf went out to meet them. He fought all night at the village edge, and by morning, when the people emerged from their homes, they found their houses standing, their children alive, and among the bodies of the defeated beasts in the snow lay a wounded gray wolf, the very one they had once sworn to kill. The girl was the first to run to him, cradling his bloodied face, weeping as she had never wept, not even at a funeral. The wolf survived, and from that day he remained at the border between forest and village, not a captive, not a pet, but a guardian who had chosen to protect those who once feared his shadow. And the girl grew up to become the one still sung about around campfires, not because she was the strongest, the fastest, or the most skilled in battle, but because once, when everyone else carried weapons, she alone brought bread and a willingness to listen. Here's what I want you to carry with you into the night when you leave this fire. Every wolf in your life, whether it's a person who has hurt you, a fear that chases you, or a darkness that lives inside you, is rarely evil by nature. More often, it is pain that never found a language other than a growl. You can meet your fear with a spear, and perhaps you will win, but the wound will remain, and tomorrow a new wolf will come. Or you can just once in your life, sit 3 steps from your fear, place bread before it instead of a weapon, and simply ask, "Why are you so full of rage?" That is what the girl in this legend did. That is what the bravest people I have known in my long life have done. Not those who were never afraid, but those who came close enough to their fear to hear its story. May your wolf one day become your guardian and not your enemy. Now, sleep. The fire is dying, and stories told past dawn lose their power.